Hi guys, so I'm gonna show you how I made my David Austin rose tag labels. I'm gonna hang this on my roses for outside so each would have his own. They just look so nice and quaint. They're made with terracotta clay. So this is for Juke the Obscure, Charlotte, Emily Bronte, and it has a little hole as well. So I'm going to show you what I used. All you need is I got myself some dust terracotta clay from Amazon. I'm going to use this as my roller. It's just a normal drinking glass. You don't need anything special. I got some knife to cut bits of the clay off. I have a stamping set tool. They're 6mm leather stamping one I got off Amazon. And pretty much that's it. So let's get started. So I have this ball. I cut off a little bit from this back here, and if I were to weigh this, it would weigh about about 21 grams. It's 20.6 or 2021 roughly of clay, and I'm just gonna ball that in my hand just to soften it up a bit. And once it's nice and soft, I just round it into a nice ball, get out all the cracks and everything so it's nice and smooth, and then I just start rubbing my hands to get some sort of an even cylinder form. You can do any shape you want, but I just liked the freeform one because it's just David Austin rose. It's a proper English rose, you know, and it's just nice to have something natural, freeform, like proper quaint English garden. So yeah, it's quite nice. I just do a little bit of a cylinder-like roll on that. Nothing long, just like this. You know, you see it's got bumps and things. That's fine. It's all part of the freeform shape. Then I'll just take my glass and just press gently, not a lot, and then press a little bit firmer in the middle and lighten up as again as you go out, and then you'll have something like this. Now if you don't like it, you could always redo the shape. You know, you can always say you've made a mistake and you don't like it. All you need to do is just go back and ball it again, press it, ball it, just make sure that all these things are well incorporated, these cracks, and then you could always give it a second go. So let's do that. Imagine you've made a mistake or you just don't like it. You know, the clay is still soft and pliable, and then you can just, you don't even have, you can just use your hands really, because I prefer using my hands because then you get all these little bumps on the side, which when it comes to making the shape, you have these nice, you know, ridges on the side. So using your hands is much better. Pop that on. Give that a bit of a roll. And voila. It's quite nice. You can always add a little bit more to it if you want. And here you go. You can just smoothen out the edges as well. You can dip your finger in a bit of water, and you can just smoothen out all these edges. Or you just leave them, you know, as long as there is no big cracks, it's fine. So you see, it's nice. You have a nice free form. Yeah. You know, it's thicker than the other ones I've made, but that's fine. You can make it thick or as thin as you want. You know, so which is quite nice. And yeah, you put it together. You can make it a little bit longer, flatter, depending on how many words you want to put in there. You know, you can do that. I'm just gonna, you can now be ready to stamp it, but before we do, I'm just gonna do, okay, Yeah, I had to pause a bit to go get something, but I'm here. So there we go. And what you need now to do is to cut out like the tiny little hole for this, and for that I have a set of cutters, but you can use anything. You can even use a pencil and just stick it in and open it. I just have a set of cutters I use for stuff, so I just use the tiniest one really. But again, you can use this, you can even use a barbecue stick and just stick it in and open a hole, it's fine. So I'm just gonna clear this up a bit. I had some clay in from the last time, and I am gonna get myself, this is the smaller end, so I like this bit for a hole, and just pop a hole right there. There we go. Always clear your thing. I'll clear this later. Anyway, so we have that, so we know where our letters are going to begin. I have my list I need to make. So with this one, how about we do, let's do Desdemona, because I have Desdemona. So I'm just going to open my this. Now there is this. So it has a handle, and that's my D, E, S. So it's my S. Oh, there we go. I already have my D. I need an E. It's there. M, O, N, A. There we go. Right, there's Desdemona. So I'll just pop this so I can see what they are. It's the D. Now you just push it in. I always have a little bit of clay I would use to test on. So just to make sure my letters come out okay. Just to make sure it's turned the right way. See, it's not turned the right way. So I just have to make sure it's turned the right way. I just do that. And then, oh, there we go. Now it's turned the right way. Yep. So you just portion it out a bit. So I know I'm doing how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 letters. And then I think this should be enough. There we go. Now you can do that, or you can just do quickly. Sometimes I just do a quick thing and don't even bother to chalk it on the thing. Again, if you make a mistake, because it's clay, you can just ball it up again. There we go. This is the Mona. Very nice. So I will just put that aside and I will leave that to dry. I will put back my stuff. So the next ones I'm going to do, see, just easy if you put it back, and then you can just pick out the next set of letters that you need. That's done. And then I think we can get some more clay. I think we just wanted about 20 grams, 21 was it? Let's just weigh a bit of clay. Get this in there. It's just easy when you know how much. Yeah, about that would do. Actually pinched off a little. Let's try 19 because that one was slightly thicker than the others. So okay, 18. And then let's see how that one goes. So it's the same principle, just rub it until it's nice, round, soft. Then you just get a bit of a cylindrical shape, flattening here and here, otherwise it will be too thin when you roll it out at the top and bottom. So this is just about enough, the size. I've got my little kinks and everything already there, which is nice, which you get from between your fingers. Get my piece of glass, press down and roll till you get your desired shape. You can make it bigger, smaller, wider, whatever suits your fancy. And then I'm just going to work these cracks out. You can always dip your hand in your finger in a bit of water, just a little bit, and it's just easier to work out those any stretches. So just seal it nicely round, but then you don't want it to be too smooth because it's part of the rough, you know, the rustic, making it a little bit rustic, but you just don't want it to crack, so you can just do that. There we go. So it's nice and oblong. So the smaller end would be where you would make your hole. And we're ready to make another hole. We'll just pop one right there. Give it a bit of a twist, enough. Again, you can use, like I said, the barbecue stick, just, you know, pop it in, whatever you have is fine. And then let's see which one we're going to do. How about Bathsheba? Let's do Bathsheba this time. gonna make a couple of the other ones. Oh, let me show you these ones I made as well. So these are round ones for my herbs: sage, thyme, mint, rosemary. Now these have already been varnished with a matte varnish. When these are dry, I'll varnish them and add them to the video so you can see, but these are ones I made earlier. And they've already been matte varnished. Very, very pretty and very, very nice. So I'll get a few more done. And then I normally leave them like maybe 2 to 3 days, about 3 days to dry it out very nicely, very well. Don't put it on a heater. You can put it close to a heater. Don't put it on directly on the heater, because you don't want it to dry too fast and crack. So you can put it somewhere where it can receive some of the heat, or just leave it outside or just by the window. It's fine. It will dry. One tip: when you're drying this is some wax baking sheet. You know, the baking sheet, so it doesn't get stuck on it. When you're drying this, say you dry it for 2 hours or 3 hours, turn it around and let it dry on the other side for another 2 to 3 hours. Just keep rotating it. Otherwise, sometimes you might either get a slight curl or a slight bend if it's just drying on one side through and through. So maybe just rotate it the first 2-3 hours or 4 hours, whatever, but just allow it to dry on one side a little bit, like maybe 2-3 hours, then rotate it over, just so that you keep your flatness. You keep it a little bit flat. You don't want the edges turning up and curving, because it will do when it's drying at the edge. I'll just show you these other ones I made. These are for different kind. So these are made with white clay. That's for my Stacy Vi, Grace. These are made from the white, same one, just the white version. Olivia and the Vanessa Bell. So this is how it looks, the white one. I just rolled it out into strips. Then I used you can use the bottom of a brush or pencil or something round. This one I used one of those drawing pins you put on a clipboard, the big round ones, and just press and made indentations. Then I used the bottom bits of my brush to just press indentations. You can use anything you fancy just to make some nice marks. And I made one big indentation here and just used you can use this or whatever it is you want to poke a hole here. You can make any design you want. And once I've done this, I just used ordinary paint. This is acrylic, but you can use watercolor. You can just add whatever color you want. Then I used some Sharpie permanent markers. Then I wrote the name on it and designed a few things. Once that was dry, I then coated it with resin. But of course, you can coat it with, because I was just testing things out. This I coated with resin. I haven't coated the other side yet, but I will do. And then I added some gold. Before I coated with resin, I added some gold paint to the sides. Added gold paint to the sides. And I was just testing different materials for durability. Resin, of course, is very strong and completely waterproof. But this, I would imagine, should be okay, because I put one out about a week or so ago to test it in the rain. And the last time I checked on it, it's still fine. So I'll go check it again and add that to the video. But then resin is definitely 100% waterproof, but I wouldn't recommend it if you're just doing something for yourself, because it's quite expensive, and you do have to take precautions and stuff, you know. So I would leave that to somebody who's really, really into that. But if you're just at home wanting to do this, then varnish is fine. I'll show you the varnish I use when I'm varnishing this one, so I'll let you know. But these are just other designs you can make for your David Austin. So let me know which you like. I kind of like both. This is different, but I like the quaintness of this as well. They're both very pretty. Welcome back. So I've made a few of these now. I have Desdemona, Glenn Thomas, Tranquility, Bathsheba, Poet's Wife, Jubilee Celebration. Now, I wanted to show you this one. Jubilee Celebration is a very, very long word, long letters, and I would advise you to abbreviate it. I just made it so you can see, but normally when I put this on my Etsy store, I put them up on my Etsy store for sale. These ones are all abbreviated because they don't really look nice. It's just a lot of letters and everything. So I will just put Jubilee, and that's fine. Or you can say Jubilee.c, so you know the Jubilee celebration. You know, you can do Jubilee.c. But then having the whole word there is quite a lot. Some of them are not too much, so you can put them on 2 lines like Poet's Wife and it still looks nice. But for these ones, I would suggest an abbreviation. But on the whole, they all came out pretty nicely. I'm going to let this dry. Don't forget to clean your tools. Make sure your tools are clean. I'm going to go clean these all now. Get these all cleaned. And then I'll let you know when they're dry. These are all dry now. Doesn't take long, so I'm going to varnish them. I've got this fan brush, but you can use a normal brush, whatever one you fancy really. I'm using this one today. Sometimes I use the other one. I'm just seeing this could get into the cracks a little bit better, but you don't need it, and you just need a normal brush. So this is the varnish I'm using. This one is a wax finish, dead flat, so that gives me something like this. It's just ever so slight sheen, very light, nothing much. So this is more of a matte one. And if you want something glossier, then you could use this is the satin finish one. So these are the ones I have. I'm going to use the wax, this one today. So it's bookshelves, new wood, furniture, doors, staircase, blah blah blah. All surfaces must be clean from dust, you know, the usual thing. And they say stir it but don't shake it. So I'm gonna use my brush. I'm just gonna stir it a little bit. I should have used the other brush and then I could have cleaned it. You just need a light coat. I'm just going to clean this a little bit here. There we go. What a wonderful world. I think to myself. Yeah. Turn it around. You just need a light coat, very light. I'm gonna coat it 3 times. So once this is dry, I'll give it 2 more coats, just because of this English weather. You know, it's going to be very wet and I want this to be well protected. It's going to be outside, so I'll give it 3 coats. But this is how I varnish them. Don't forget the sides. finished varnishing them. There's Demona. It's a matte varnish, so I gave it 3 coats and it's all nice. Poet's Wife, Bathsheba. You let it dry at least 4 hours between coats before you recoat it. So I did 1 coat, I think I left it 6 hours. I did another coat, just left it overnight, and in the morning I did another coat. And it's all really all dry now. So yeah, it's all looking good. I have my tags now. I did go crazy with David Austin Roses. Queen of Syrian, Desdemona, Poet's Wife, Bathsheba, Jubilee Celebration, Emily Bronte, Jude, Charlotte, Graham Thomas, Tranquility. I also made these other types, if you remember. Olivia, Vanessa Bell, Vi, Grace. I still have a few more to make. This is not all of them, but I just wanted to show you the video how I made them. Also, you can make the herb tags. Feed me. You just put these. These have a little hole, so you just get barbecue sticks. You know, the ones with the hook. Open the hooks a bit. Chuck this in, and just stick the barbecue stick on the ground. It's metal. You know, they sell it in the pound stores. A couple in a bag. And then sage, rosemary, thyme. These ones just get, you know, the green garden tags. I'll go fetch one so you can see. I just get these ones, pop them through, and then you can just attach this to your rose plants. There you go. You just attach this to your rose plants. After a couple of weeks, it's still fine, no issues. It's not coming off or anything. So it does work. This has been a couple of weeks outside in the cold, wet and rain, and it's winter. So it's going to be fine obviously in the summer. It still looks really nice. Oh, the sun has come out. It's a lovely day.